For example, we have Socrates, okay? So Socrates is the first philosopher who ever engaged in systematic questioning about the self. Siya talaga yung first na nag-answer ng question about the self. So siya yung pioneering. So this has become his lifelong mission. Okay? The true task of the philosopher is to know oneself, sabi niya. Dapat you know yourself because that is the first task that a philosopher should discover. Okay. So he affirmed that that examining life is not worth living. He affirmed that if you do not examine your life, it is not worth living. Okay? So for Socrates, every man is composed of body and soul. So that is why dualistic. Ang sabi niya, dual, that means two. So sabi niya, the self is composed of body and the soul. Okay? So, yun yung important aspects ng isang tao. Ano yung body? Your body is imperfect and impermanent aspect. Okay? Hindi siya perpekto. Okay? Yung body mo. At hindi din siya permanent yung body. Okay? But your soul is the perfect one and the permanent aspect of yourself. Yun yung sabi ni Socrates. Okay? Okay, so let's go to the next. We have Plato. Plato is a student of Socrates, and he also tried to answer what is the self. All right, so he supported his master in the idea that man is a dual nature. That means meron siyang body and meron ding soul. But he added that there are three components of the soul. We have the rational soul. Ano yung rational soul? Soul. Forged by reason and intellect that governs the affairs of human person. Next component of the soul, you have the spirited soul. Yan yung in charge of your emotions. And the third one is your appetitive soul. That is in charge of base desires like eating, drinking, sleeping, having sex. So yan yung appetitive soul, yun yung in charge doon. Okay? So nakasulat yan sa kanyang book in the Magnus Opus na The Republic. Okay. Sabi niya, a human can be attained. Okay, justice in the human can be attained if three parts of the soul are working harmoniously with one another. Yung tatlong components ng soul. Okay? So, yun yung if they work harmoniously, you can attain justice within yourself. Let's have Augustine. This is Saint Augustine. Okay. So following the ancient view of Plato and infusing it with newfound doctrine of Christianity. Si Augustine naman, ang base niya ng kanyang philosophy is Plato and Socrates, but he added the doctrine of Christianity. Okay. So Augustine agreed that man is bifurcated nature. Bifurcated, dalawa, yung body and soul. All right. An aspect of man dwells in the world and is imperfect and continuously yearns to be with the divine. O sabi niya. Sabi niya, merong body and soul, but the soul is continuously yearns to be with the divine. Yun yung God. Kumbaga. Yun yung, sabi niya, yun yung parang long time mission ng soul natin to be with our God in the future. Okay. So the body is bound to die on earth. Okay. Kaya sabi ni Socrates, it is not permanent kasi namamatay yung body. But the soul is the perfect one and the permanent. At yan yung after our death, okay, we will live eternally in a realm of spiritual bliss in communion with God. Yan yung sabi ni Augustine. Okay. Socrates and Plato, dual, body and soul. Plato has components of the soul. Augustine added na yung soul is continuously yearns to be with the divine. After the body dies, the soul will seek the presence of the Lord or the God. Okay? All right. So let's go to Thomas Aquinas. All right. Thomas Aquinas is the most eminent 13th century scholar and stalwart of the medieval philosophy. Okay? So adapting some ideas from Aristotle, Aquinas said that man is composed of two parts. So, ibig sabihin, hindi siya nakabase ang idea na hindi nakabase kay Socrates. Kay Aristotle siya. Very scientific. And that is why he said that man is composed of two parts. That is the matter or hell in Greek. That means common stuff that makes up everything in the universe. Matter. Ano yung matter? The man's body is part of this matter. So, ibig sabihin yung body natin, matter lang yan siya. Next, form. Okay? So, or morphe in Greek. The essence of substance or thing. Okay. So, ibig sabihin, kahit na hindi naka-base or the terms itself, hindi naka-base kay, sino to? Kay Socrates and Plato or Plato, pero dual form pa rin para sa kanya ang isang tao. Magkaiba lang yung term, matter and form. But sabi niya, the soul is what animates the body. Kung walang soul, hindi ka magiging human. Yun yung essence mo. Your soul is your essence in life. It what makes you human and not animals like others. Okay, next. We have Rene Descartes. Okay, so he is the father of modern philosophy. Okay, for Descartes, the self is a combination of two distinct entities, the mind and the body. Okay, so magkaiba din sa kanya, hindi soul, mind. Mind or cogito, the thing that thinks, and the body or the essentia, extension of the mind. So para sa kanya, yung body is just an extension of your mind. So, yung essence is nasa mind mo. Okay, merong famous lines si Descartes, okay? But what then am I? A thinking thing. It has been said. But what is a thinking thing? It is a thing that doubts, understands, affirms, denies, wills, refuses, that imagines also and perceives. So, sabi ni Descartes, the thing that ang isang tao is you have, for example, you have confusion in life, you have hesitation, marami kang problema. Ibig sabihin, you understands, you doubts, you refuses, you affirms, you perceives, you imagine, you think. Ibig sabihin, nag-iisip ka. So, meaning you have the mind. So, that is why you are a human because of your mind. And that is the very essence of having yourself, your mind. We have David Hume. He is a Scottish philosopher and empiricist. Okay, so empiricism is the school of thought that espouses the idea of knowledge can only be or passable if it is sensed and experienced. Yan yung empirical, diba? Empirical evidence. If you sense it, you observe it, you experience it. So man can only attain knowledge by experiencing. So para kay Hume naman, ang self is a bundle or collection of different perceptions which succeeded each other with an inconceivable rapidity and are in perpetual flux and movement. So basically, the self is a bundle of impressions lang. So, yan lang daw yung self. So, the basic objects of our experience on sensation, yan yung impressions. Ang ideas naman, yan yung copies of impressions mo. But para sa kanya, yung self is just a bundle of kung ano yung mga na-experience mo, ano yung mga na-sense mo, nakita mo, parang ano lang siya, experiences. Ano yung na-learn mo from your experiences, yun yung bumubuo ng iyong sarili. Yun yung para sa kanya. So, hindi siya naniniwala na merong dual forms ang sarili. Para sa kanya, the self is just a bundle of or collection of perceptions coming from your experiences. Okay. Let's go to Emanuel Kant. Kant is a German philosopher. So unlike Hume, sabi niya, hindi na ang self is just a mere combination of impressions. Hindi ganon. Sabi niya, yung impressions na yon, hindi siya magiging, or it will not be embodied without the mind, without a principle, organizing principle that regulates the relationship of this impression. So, sabi niya, merong experiences, but the self is or has the mind. Siya yung regulating principle na parang siya yung aparatos na naga-process kung sa to ang mga impressions, ang mga experiences nimo. So yun yung para kay Immanuel Kant. Okay, let's have Gilbert Ryle. He is a British philosopher. So, he's the one who solved the mind-body dichotomy. Kung ano man yung mga issues about mind and body. Kasi napaka taas ng time na yan lang talaga yung pinag-iisipan ng mga tao. Kung meron ba talagang mind and body, may body ba or may soul. So, siya yung nag-stop noon. Kasi ang sabi niya, what truly matters is the behavior that a person manifests in his day-to-day life. Hindi importante kung may body ka ba, hindi importante kung meron ka bang mind. The important one is your behavior. Kung ano yung pinapakita mo sa iyong day-to-day life. So he suggested that the self is not an entity one can locate and analyze, but simply the convenient name that people use to refer to all the behaviors that people make. Sabi niya, yung self, meron kang pangalan. Ano yung convenient name na yun? Yun yung nagre-representa sa iyo kung ano yung behavior na pinapakita mo sa tao. So, ibig sabihin, pag tawagin pala ang pangalan mo, meron na naka-label sa iyo doon because of the behaviors that you manifest with others. Okay? Na pinapakita mo sa iba. All right. So we have Maurice Merleau-Ponty. He is a French philosopher. Okay. So, ang sabi niya dito, he said that the mind and body are intertwined and cannot be separated. So, ibig sabihin, hindi talaga yan, pwede na ang body, walay mind. So, body and mind are really intertwined to each other and cannot be separated. Okay. What one cannot find experience that is not embodied experience. So sabi niya, lahat ng experience ni mind should be embodied. That is why we have the living body. That is why we have the thoughts, emotions, and experience. Okay? And those are all one. Ano yun? That is the living body. So, living body siya because of the mind. Kasi merong mga experiences siya na process. The body is one who embodied the experience. And that is why living body ang tawag sa kanya. Okay, very good. All right, so let's have the assignment. Okay, so we have here, in your own point of view, how do you define the self? Based on mga ganun hapyaw lang yung sinabi ko. So, kayo na ang mag-study further kung ano ba talaga yung paano ba talaga pinipresent ng philosophers yung philosophy nila about the self? How they do define the self? Which of the philosophers' definition of the self you believe to be more acceptable and convincing? Saang philosophers doon ang pinapaniniwalaan mo talaga about or regarding definition of the self? So, you can write your answer in a clean sheet of paper, kahit sa anong paper yan. Pwede din sa mobile notes nyo lang, as long as you can get a screenshot, print screen sa laptop, or picturean mo yung answer mo sa yung notebook, because I think the assignment feature of the LMS that we have is not yet functional. Okay, so ganito lang muna. Write your answers in a clean sheet of paper, take a shot, and then pass it to me via Messenger. Okay? Hindi sa GC natin. Okay? Not in the GC, in direct message sa akin sa Messenger. Okay?
Ano sa deadline, ma'am?
Friday.
This Friday, yes. Friday yun
Sige, ma'am.
pasa.
Sige, ma'am.
Ma'am, excuse ma'am, katong sa
Ma'am,
adjective
pwede
good
sa
ma'am.
document.
Katong sa adjective, asa to ipasa.
Wait a minute. Yes?